Shalom everyone, this is Amir Tsarfati. I'm right at the airport here in Dubai, about to board my last flight on this journey from Canada back to Israel. I'll be home in a few hours. I just wanted to give you a short update on something that a lot of people did not pay attention to. And so, this is really interesting. So I gave you, on a last few updates, I gave you the information about the number of kilograms of enriched uranium that Iran has. And it's beyond established. If you read the news, you know that the International Atomic Energy Agency, as well as the UN, as well as the United States and the Europeans, they all know Iran has enough uranium for a bomb. This is beyond dispute. Iran cannot even explain traces of uranium in several sites, and that is exactly why there is no deal right now, because the Iranians failed to give explanation, to give some sort of explanation to what is it? What are you doing? Well, the breaking news that I want to share with you today is that overnight, last night, Israel conducted the largest air drill with hundreds of platforms, among which are fighter jets and refueling planes and others, above the skies of the Mediterranean. And what the assimilation is attacking in a far location. Of course, what was assimilated was a strike on Iran. Again, I told you Israel put Iran on notice already. The Minister of Defense, Benny Gantz, in his speech 2 weeks ago, made it very clear Israel cannot afford waiting anymore. Israel has been engaged in a month-long drill, assimilating a war on all fronts, because we understand that if we do something in Iran, the response will come from Iraq and Syria and Lebanon and Gaza and maybe even Yemen. We understand all of that. This is what the Iranians are doing. They created all these proxies so they will do the dirty job for them. So Israel assimilated multi-front lines war with thousands of rockets. The assimilation was with thousands of rockets falling on Israeli cities and some important installations. So what's the difference now? We finally, at the end stage, at the end part of this drill, we have now practiced on this long distance strike. Israel doesn't have any enemies that are that far. I mean, the last time Israel striked over 1,000 kilometers away from where we are is when, maybe 7-8 years ago in Sudan, when we destroyed Iranian missile shipment near Khartoum. And we did that, and that was almost equivalent to the distance Israel will have to fly all the way to Iran. So that was also, in a way, a drill. But I'm talking about now that we have the F-35s, which we didn't have then. Israel, for the first time, practiced a very, very large airstrike on Iranian nuclear sites. Everybody knows that. The American knows that. The European knows that. Our allies knows that. And I believe the Iranians may even know that. This is why the rhetorics of the Iranians stepped up a little bit in the last few days. They understand that there's a very good chance that in the next few weeks, something is going to happen. Now, people are asking me, they say, Amir, You say that it's going to happen within a week or two, that Iran can get a bomb. And so what are they waiting for? I tell you what they're waiting for. A decision from their leadership to take the 60% uranium that they have and to enrich it to 90% so they can put the bomb. They also, you understand, if you have enriched uranium, it's not enough. You need to put it together with a carrying agent, which is a bomb or missile, and you need to make sure it will bring it to the target. So they have to have missile tests, and Israel has already targeted those sites where they conduct the tests. This is what we did just last week. So there's quite a few things on the chain in order to get from uranium to a bomb that can be delivered. Israel practiced on a strike on Iran, and please share it and pray, okay? I'll be boarding in a couple hours. Get home. We're hosting 90 young adults from 16 different countries, taking them around Israel for the first time since COVID, and many more things to do. If you're South African, we still have few